Everyone has the right to legal representation, whether you can afford it or not. That's the purpose of the Bexar County Public Defender's Office.
You know, TV and movies have created a stereotype of attorneys who represent clients who can't pay for their services. But the story of how public defenders actually came to be is one based on real events that at one time was made into a movie. Here's KSAT Explains.
Sit down for me. Sit down for me.
Intimidating, life-changing, confusing and chaotic. Just a few ways to describe being booked into jail. Isaac Munoz has been there.
You're kind of scared. You don't know anything.
His arrest followed several tough years. The loss of his father in 2017, the death of his mother in 2018, and his sister in 2019. Her passing left him without a place to stay.
I'm a struggling homeless person. I'm homeless. I live in an abandoned trailer that was given to me.
Isaac says tensions boiled over at a family gathering 2 years ago. There was a fight. He left. Then in 2022, he got pulled over. An officer arrested him on outstanding warrants for assault and interfering with a 911 call, all related to that family fight.
I went to jail on August the 5th.
Jail is where Isaac was connected with a public defender.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an attorney with the Public Defender's Office. I'll be representing you for the purpose of magistration.
A public defender initially represents everyone who gets booked into jail.
Magistration's when the judge tells you what your charges are, lets you know what your bonds are set at. That's what's happening in the courtroom.
What we try to do is try to get them a reasonable amount of bond.
Don't talk to the judge about your case. Don't plead your case to the court. Anything you say in that courtroom's all being recorded. Both audio and video can be used against you when you go to trial.
Every time somebody gets arrested, we get the documentation from the clerk's office. We get it on the computer, we check out their file, we read through it to make sure that there's enough probable cause for the arrest.
After an inmate's bond is set, some will choose their own attorneys. Some get a court-appointed attorney, which could be a private attorney selected by the court. Others get an attorney from the Bexar County Public Defender's Office.
All we do is indigent defense.
Indigent defense, defending a client who is unable to pay for representation.
There are so many resources with the Public Defender's Office. It allows you to help your client in a way that you're often not able to in private practice.
Usually our office represents people who have mental health issues, or represent people who have family violence issues, or represent people who have some sort of misdemeanor cases.
The Public Defender's Office has connections with resources like mental health services, substance abuse treatment, social workers, and others.
Instead of just saying, okay, I got your case dismissed, good luck. Well, what are the root causes? Can we connect you to services? Is there something that we can do to help you not be back in this place?
The right to counsel for those who can't afford it can be traced back to this man, Clarence Gideon.
Clarence Gideon was not exactly a perfect person.
He was arrested in 1961 in Panama City, Florida. Gideon was accused of breaking into a pool hall and stealing beer, wine, soda, and some cash.
The United States Constitution says we have a Sixth Amendment right to counsel to assist us in criminal trials.
But state law in Florida at the time said the right to counsel was only afforded to those who couldn't pay for it if they were booked on a capital offense. Gideon's charge was a felony.
He had a trial where he had to represent himself. He had to bring in witnesses on his own. He had to cross-examine, make opening statements, closing arguments, all the things lawyers do, all on his own.
Clarence Gideon was convicted and sentenced to prison. And there, still acting as his own attorney, he started his own appeal, eventually sending a handwritten letter all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Then, in 1963, the highest court in the country sided with the man who had little money and little education.
It was a phenomenal ruling. It said that it is a fundamental part of a fair trial to have that assistance of counsel. And ultimately, it means that anyone accused of a crime who cannot afford a lawyer, and if it is a crime for which a person faces possible incarceration, they are entitled to have a court-appointed lawyer at the state's expense.
Today, Gideon is celebrated in the world of public defense. March 18th, the day that Supreme Court decision came down, is known as Gideon's Day. But not every county has a dedicated public defender's office.
We need to bring parity in place so that simply because you do not have the resources to defend yourself, you are not left behind.
There is an effort to try to close that gap with something called Managed Assigned Counsel. It's a system created to allow private attorneys to also be chosen when needed to represent indigent clients. And there is an income threshold for such representation. A client must make $997 or less per month once things like rent, utilities, and food have been subtracted.
An innocent man could easily be found guilty because they weren't aware of the process. And that's where we serve such a huge function.
As for Isaac,
When you get back to the desk,
the case against him was ultimately dismissed, and he's thankful for the public defender who helped him along the way.
she took her time to call me and let me know. She didn't see me as a number. I was scared. To begin with, I'm scared. I don't know anything about the law.
If you would like to check out more of our KSAT Explains stories, scan this QR code. You'll also find a section on the KSAT Explains page where you can let us know what you want explained.
Keep up to date with all of San Antonio's top news, weather, and so much more by clicking the like and subscribe buttons below. And once again, thanks for watching KSAT.